Our forecast for this week where we are pretty typical for mid-September. We've got some heat, we've got some humidity, but I guess it could be worse as far as both of those go. We are also looking at a couple of weak fronts moving in, which is somewhat usual for this time of year to start seeing that. Not a whole lot of excitement as far as much cooler weather or anything, but it is helping with our rain chances. So near average temperatures, spotty rain pretty much each day through Saturday, and then it might dry out as we get another little weekend front. It looks like there might be a slightly bigger drop in humidity next week than what we're going to see with the front that's moving in this week. We'll see. It's still a few days out, so we'll continue to refine the forecast as we get there. But right now, temperatures only in the upper 80s. We've had the scattered rain. In fact, Slidell recording almost 1/3 of an inch of rain at the airport. Other spots not quite as much, but we do have a bit around, especially just off to the east of New Orleans and a little bit over parts of the West Bank as well at this point. North of Lake Pontchartrain, a few spotty showers near Mandeville and Madisonville. And then this is our scene closer to the coast. Small thunderstorm actually firing up just north of Grand Isle, and a few more spotty areas of rain toward Houma and Thibodaux. Today, about a 30–40% chance for the rain. Our highs likely in the lower 90s, most of us around 90 at least. And it is a bit more humid. I know you probably noticed that compared to what we had over the weekend when we had that very slight drop in humidity that a lot of us felt, and it was pretty noticeable. Here is what we have as far as the rain goes right along the Gulf Coast. We also have this front and a bit of rain along the front out to the north of us, and this will very slowly move in. So getting into our model here and going forward through this afternoon, you can see a few scattered showers and storms. This takes us into tonight, which looks drier. This is tomorrow during the lunchtime frame. A few showers and storms sort of riding along to the east from the west out to our north, but this model doesn't bring it into our area as far as a big batch of rain all moving in. It might still be somewhat spotty tomorrow, about a 30–40% chance of rain again. This model has it especially toward the coast. And then here's the front sinking south of our coast so that by Thursday, our rain chance might be a little slimmer at 20%, but we might eventually by this weekend get yet another weak front moving in from the north. Note the drop in humidity on Thursday, not very drastic, but it does look like it'll be a little less humid. That may last into Friday. The moisture may surge again this weekend, making it feel a bit muggier. And then if we do get this front moving in Sunday, it does look like we might feel the effects with a drier feel for the start of next week and also lower rain chances by then. Getting into the tropics, we have Hurricane Lee, still a Category 3 major hurricane, moving off to the north rather slowly. The National Hurricane Center has it dropping to a 2 by Thursday, brushing to the west of Bermuda by Friday as possibly a weakening 2, getting into Category 1 status. And then Maine, parts of New England, but especially Nova Scotia, looking for effects from Hurricane Lee by this weekend. You can see its potential position. This would be early Sunday morning, making landfall at Nova Scotia. Models in pretty good consensus, taking it not toward Maine, but more just to the east of the Maine coast. But a few outliers still have a landfall somewhere along the coast of Maine. For example, the GFS keeps most of the rain over Nova Scotia and into Canada. The European model, though, has been wobbling a little bit farther and bringing rain maybe even into the Boston area and then up into Maine by Friday into Saturday. So looks like there will be some East Coast impacts. Hopefully not a direct hit for Maine, we will see, but again, it will be a weakening system even into Nova Scotia, it looks like. But still, high surf and rip currents along the East Coast. Weekend rain and wind possible for the Northeast, but especially that part of Canada. And along the New England coast for Maine, say 10 to 15 waves look possible. At least it will be low tide, but they've also had a very rainy summer in New England. So even just a bit of rain might cause a few flooding concerns and rises on rivers and so forth. So they'll be watching that. No threats where we are, though, as we look at our temperatures, somewhat seasonal into the weekend.